Oh my goodness. Is it that time? Is it time to go? Is it time for the thing? There we are, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is July 2nd, 2024. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? It is the beginning of a new month. We're getting started. We're getting into new stuff here. Let me say hello. There's the chat room right over here. I think we can shut off the factor. There we go. And we're getting started, but there's so much more for us to do. There's so much more fun for us to have building, working with TagsApp and some of the other websites that we've been working on. We're going to do a little bit with Aspirify today, and maybe we'll get into a little bit of Service Bus. Maybe we'll see where we get to here, and how the stuff comes together. How you doing there, chat room? Let me say hello, C Sharp Titan. Good to see you there. Talk about that in a minute. How you doing, Napalm Codes Minogue? Yeah, we're having a good day so far. Got a little bit of cup of Good Morning America coffee here and getting things started. So many things happening, and you're right, C Sharp Titan. As an American, I'm a bit embarrassed by that showing the other night. Not gonna lie. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube, and I don't mind talking about that a little bit here. Hello, thank you for the follow, Lars. Oh, the subscription. Hello, thank you so much. I still have to work on who our tech charity is. My goodness, it was incredibly embarrassing, and there's even more. 4 years ago, it was ugly. It was embarrassing. It wasn't quite as bad as it was last week. It for the rest of the world watching here, two old men in their 70s and 80s yelling at each other about how they're bad golf players, how they're the worst president ever. Like, statistically speaking, one of these guys is right and one of these guys is wrong. Statistically speaking, they're both wrong. Statistically speaking, one is significantly worse on policies than the other. So the one candidate, the current president, looked like a frail old man. The other candidate had so much makeup on that the 4K display was not friendly to him. He had so much color in his hair because we've seen his hair. He had so much, like, literally, there was so much fake about his appearance, which probably worked well for some audience members. And then he couldn't cite and quote a statistic, a fact accurately the entire evening. And the current president had a real hard time getting through discussing anything and keeping his mind on a single track. And to be clear, a debate is not an accurate measure of the responsibilities of a president. It's not. It's a format that's made up to try and see how quick-witted these gentlemen are, how they can respond to verbal challenges, handle an argument. None of that is really a requirement to be president. But so yeah, a little bit terrifying for many Americans. You've been learning about the new hybrid cache in .NET 9. I'm going to hold off talking about .NET 9 until at least August. So, did someone fall asleep? No. Everyone's acting like this is new. He's been like this for years. Yeah, he has. Yeah. It's what's compelling about this is my generation, Gen X, the generation that's in our late 30s, 40s, 50s. Nobody from our generation is challenging and wants to be president. That's interesting. So No, neither of those two is quick anything anymore. You're right, barely usable. Favorite part was when Trump was like, "I don't understand what he said, and I don't." That was a good retort, and at the same time, Biden tried to drop a couple of retorts on him, and they just did not land. To be clear, Trump is a television personality and game show host. Like, that's what he does. That's why he demolished so many of the other candidates in the Republican primaries in 2015 and 2016. So that's a thing. Let me get some music started here in the background. I'm going to go with the Stream Beats EDM playlist today. So it's a little bit upbeat, a little fast-paced. We'll start with this, Rhythmic Rift. There we go. This is music that's DMCA-free, royalty-free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. Check it out at streambeats.com. There's all kinds of genres available there. Playlists for some of your favorite services. Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, like I'm using here. Check it out. Streambeats.com. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for putting this music together we're listening to today. Hey, Thin Doll. Late 30 to 40 is early millennial. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It is a thankless job. I disagree that it's a thankless job. There's a high amount of praise, and the economic opportunity after you leave office is significant. But it's also an altruistic job. And quite frankly, that's not what Trump is looking for. Biden has had more than 40, 50 years of service as a politician. He's looking at it altruistically. So, let me see there. As a European American, politics were way more exciting with Trump. Yeah. Over the last 2 years, on my trips to Europe, I had a significant number of European folks ask me, why did you put this guy in office? And the only response is American folks find him exciting and interesting and think that he's going to make a change. And he didn't. So, he should because of his TV experience. However, in the history of political debates, President Biden has been in the most political presidential debates in history. Historically speaking, Biden has been in the most presidential level debates. Feels like the fall. It's don't get me started about the court ruling yesterday. There's significant problems with that they themselves contradicted in their own last 2 weeks of rulings. So, and it's going to be a real problem. It's going to be a real problem once the legal scholars start asking, wait a sec, you can do this, but you can't do that. So, quite literally, everything's going to go through another cycle with the Supreme Court ruling. Like, now the court has effectively put in place that every single one of the court cases that Trump has been involved in 2024 is going to be appealed to the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is going to be the one that says this was official, this wasn't official, but however is in this presumptive immunity state, and this was private, and they're going to have to qualify everything because it doesn't matter what any judge says. Trump is going to appeal everything. It doesn't matter. It's going to all get appealed right back to the Supreme Court, and everything. We're going to go through this whole court cycle with Trump for at least another year, because he's gone back and he's appealing everything. The New York cases, the DC case about what he did in January 6th, the Georgia case, the Georgia case where he tampered and said, I need you to find me more votes. Because he did that from the Oval Office with his advisors around him. That's an official act. That's immune now. He's going to push that through and say, you can't do anything to me. Even though he literally threatened people outside of his management in the report chain. Doesn't matter. He's now immune to that. The Florida case with the judge who's quite literally showing favoritism to him, that's going to get completely relitigated all the way through, and they're going to have to analyze and talk about everything. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and he's going to end up getting away with everything. Everything. It doesn't matter. And that's something that, as an American, makes me sad, because the thing about who gets elected to president is that we're putting somebody in who's just like the rest of us, who's just another citizen. And this wasn't an issue. None of this has ever been an issue. And we've had military generals serve as president of the United States. This was never an issue until, quite literally, the people elected Trump. It was never a discussion. CNN fact checker was also a joke. You can't claim you're correct because you call yourself. Well, what was the joke about it? The facts that he unearths and presents are accurate. What was the joke about that? Media runs this country. Media prevents us from having more than two options. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, the media does not drive any of that. Completely disagree, Napalm. I agree, Titan. Biden is not 100%. What allegations? Yes, America has lost influence in geopolitics because of how Trump addresses and has interacted with other world leaders. The disrespect he showed for Queen Elizabeth is jaw-dropping. The disrespect he showed to Angela Merkel, jaw-dropping. Like, come on, buddy. Come on. Yes, that's right, Thindall. You can't. You can't. They're locked in. They can't just swap a candidate. That's not how the system works. Folks in 50 states have voted for a candidate in the primaries. You can't swap candidates. Yes, you do hear about third parties. You hear about third parties all the time. You hear about RFK all the time. RFK had a Super Bowl commercial. It absolutely happens. Eric, hello. Thank you so much for the resub.
Just resubscribed for 13 months.
Ross Perot. There was famously a third podium at debates because Ross Perot raised the money. The challenge is establishing the challenge and the issue is establishing a third political party and the fundraising momentum and effort behind that to gather the millions and millions of dollars. The political parties are effectively a duopoly because of the way that you need to raise money. You need to have the countrywide effort in order to have your name on the ballots and reach a certain number of signatures to put your name on the ballot in every state. It's really hard to do. The media has nothing to do with that. In fact, the television media, we know, doesn't have the swaying power that YouTube and Twitter, even Truth Social to a certain extent, and Twitch and the streaming services have. Charismatic folks on those services and with podcasts reach more people than a cable channel. That's the way it is. Absolutely can be done. The financial investment to get there for a third party is extremely hard to do and grow and have that nationwide effort. It just is. RFK is not on the ballot in many states because he doesn't have the signature, the petitions filled out with enough folks, because folks don't know about him. He's absolutely been getting his name out there. It's not the media that's preventing him from doing that. The media has rules that say you must offer your access equally to political candidates. If somebody declares that they're a candidate for president, they're allowed to buy commercial time at the same rate as everybody else. It costs a lot to do. And here's the thing. Television networks know that they can charge a lot for that, and quite frankly, they cover a lot of their costs from the political parties. It just is. It's the cost. It's a very expensive thing to do to run for president. Hundreds of millions of dollars to run for president. And getting that notoriety across the country. Which is something that charismatic folks can do through other services besides mass media. And once you get picked up, you start appearing on mass media because folks want to talk about it. So, no, he can't. He can't step down. The most that he would be able to do would be to let oh my gosh, why am I forgetting her first name? Let the vice president run. So you also see CNN going with what sells ad revenue. Yeah, they do. So we do need something other than these two. Yes. Does a cable channel reach more public in urban, rural population? Well, there's a whole nother issue discussion of electoral college, in that the voting rights of significantly less populated areas mean more than more heavily populated, densely populated areas. That's its own problem in discussion. So yeah, Kamala, that's her first name. I'm like Vice President Harris. I can't remember her first name. Yeah. Yes. Let's get back into the code. Absolutely. This stuff going on is
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Frustrating. No, that's not the right hat. Oh my gosh, that's really off.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Close enough. Yes, that is right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, oh, good. Finally. Love seeing emails arrive a day or two later than I was supposed to. Supposed to see those. A couple new articles went out about .NET Aspire. We'll cover those. Big thanks to everybody who tuned in last week to the Let's Learn .NET Aspire session. Really great to talk about that and present and share there. A lot of good feedback. The .NET Aspire team was watching, and they were very interested to see how folks reacted and responded to the content. A number of folks have taken the little weather station application that we built and have tinkered with it a little bit and have learned from it, and that's great. Really happy to hear that, and I'm glad folks are enjoying that demo. I think it was something... oh, thank you. Jay on YouTube says it was a good presentation. Well done. Yeah, thank you, Jay. There's other versions of that presentation that are going out in other languages. I saw the French version already aired. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. The French version went out. There's a Spanish version still to come. Mandarin, Portuguese, Vietnamese, Japanese are all coming soon. Details on the .NET blog. Is it possible to reach another component from the body or from nav menu to the body? Yes, DJ Deepex. Let me. I don't have a way to pin that message. When I get into the Blazor code, I was going to either cascading parameters or through some sort of a state object is what you're going to need to do and raise an event to send a message over to another component. And we do this. Where is it we do this? We do this in TagZap on the main waterfall screen. There's a 3-dot button in the top corner. We click that and the nav menu appears. That interaction uses, I forget if it's a cascading parameter, but there is an event handler in there that the child component triggers, and the parent component listens for and makes things interact with. Fick Cop. Hello. So, event aggregator is a pattern that can be abused. Yes and no. It's possible to throw a bunch of events around on screen and get things a little bit crazy, yes. All right. There were a number of articles and posts that came out for .NET Aspire that I want to go over and show and get loaded onto Aspirify. Thindall asks, is it dubbed, subbed, or re-recorded? Re-recorded. The Let's Learn Aspire will be re-recorded with folks from the various locales, local and native speakers in those languages representing the content. So, all right, let's head over and talk about some of these Aspire things that came up here. It's interesting that my Google alert for .NET Aspire is starting to find Aspirify more and more. Like, I think you've made it when the Google alert finds you. The Google alert for the stuff that you want to make sure you cover and present starts presenting your content. Like, oh, okay. So that's an on.net. There were a couple of these that I grabbed. Programmatically monitoring and reacting to logs. I don't know if okay. This is another content aggregator. And the title here, first off, I'm not putting another content aggregator on Aspirify. But the first article here is I believe an article that I've already got on the website. Yeah. So this one from Anthony Simon, programmatically monitoring and reacting to resource logs. So let's head over to Aspirify. We'll get some new articles loaded in here. It is monitoring. Do I have this article? Yep, there it is. So I've already got that one. Don't need to add it. This is a... Right, I was continuing down over here and I grabbed a couple other ones. Stack Overflow questions I'm not going to add. I have this one from Code Sanitize already open up here. Develop with .NET Aspire. Cloud Native App Development with Microsoft's latest project. How to set .NET Aspire dashboard on Container App. I already have that open here so we can look. .NET Aspire versus traditional development. That's the YouTube video I have up here. And I already added this one. So let's take a look. Here's the YouTube video. Looking at the content here, it's another get started video that looks like it's literally ripping the content from Let's Learn, from Microsoft Learn. I think we can turn off the stream elements bot as well. They're talking about Factor. We're done with that. And then I can remove it from the screen here too. Let me turn that off. But I'm careful about what articles that I add when it's somebody who is quite literally ripping the exact content off. Fika. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me see. It's a timer that I have to turn off over here. Yeah, there it is. All right. Johan, I'll come back to that question in just a minute. But looking at this, right? I'm not sure why they're showing YouTube video stats here. I'm not sure why they're talking about it. They're complaining that more people are watching their videos. Just scanning through here. See, what I worry about is they're not on screen at all.
So this is basically randomly generated temperature information, whether what you configure as part of this configure. So you can use it as.
All right. I mean, I don't mind adding it. I'm not going to judge the quality of it, but it's not a high quality like sample code. It's not even a tutorial. It's more like a blog post. Hey, let me just tell you what this is. So let's go admin. We're going to create a new entry here. And it'll go discover. Yeah, that's the author. Fine, I'll leave it as a tutorial. But the description, because you have all this garbage in here, you're not telling me what you're actually doing in this. You're SEO optimized. So this is Develop with .NET Aspire Guide. So this is somebody who, it looks like, is doing the exact same thing. Hey, get started. Blog posts. Fine. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more of these types of, hey, get started. There we go. It wasn't published on the 2nd. It was published on the 30th. So we'll just back those off. We need, yeah, it's a, and we also need a, come on, give me an author name here. You don't have an author name, really? Okay, I guess we're gonna have Code Sanitize as the author. Not a fan of that, but hey. And you don't have any images. Oh, fine. Oh, man. So, nope, got it saved. Okay. Next one here. .NET Aspire Cloud Native App Development with Microsoft's latest project. Do I have this? It's the 24th. No, I don't see it. Put it in. Like, there is a certain amount of quality that I do look for, but I'm not gonna get nasty with it. And once again, no author. Okay. TechCron Us. Fine. And it was published on the 24th. Let's... You're not exactly telling me anywhere in here what you're doing in this article. Like... Here on Medium, how to set up .NET Aspire dashboard for container app environments. Nice. Okay. Medium doesn't normally like my crawler going and pulling in content. Ooh, it did. It found it. All right. And this is Jorn Byers. This, I think, is more of a tutorial. And this was a day ago, it said. So we'll take that back one. Let's give him a little bit more on this. Now, did that save? No. I need to put a line counter there. Yeah, that's 300 characters. So let's get rid of this sentence. 216 characters. Still 105. Even if I take that down, 103. There we go. That is how to set up the .NET. No, it still didn't save. Oh no, it's right there. Okay. I looked right past it. Cool. Purge the cache, log out, back over to the front page. Doesn't like that thumbnail. All right. Cool. Great bit of new content there on Aspirify. I'm happy to kind of nudge that along and see more folks find content and learn from it. And we'll continue maintaining and building and adding content over here so that folks learn about .NET Aspire. So, all right, let me catch up with chat a little bit here, and then we'll get back into some of the other stuff. DJ Deepex says, absolutely impressed by Aspire, but I'm a bit unsure about DB migrations and where to put it. As a service, or maybe as an action on a command line parameter. So what I've done, I put it out as a separate project to do the database migrations. Because if you put it inside your web service, it will run every time Azure Container Apps starts a new instance of that website. And you don't want it to run and try and do migrations every time it starts a new instance. So by putting it out as a separate project, it will run, and when it's done migrating, stop and shut down and never run again. So yes, you have another container app out there, but you're only charged for when it runs and for the amount of minutes and memory that it uses. So if it's shut down, it's not costing you anything. So, right, starts up, it runs for its 5, 10, 30 seconds to go and update the database. And when it's done, all shuts down and goes away. There's instructions how to get that set up on Learn. So it's pretty good stuff. Johan says they're doing SQL Server databases with Bicep now. You don't like it one bit. Bicep lacks the ability to manage SQL users and roles with managed identity. Well, at that point, you hand it off to SQL scripts. Like, Aspire doesn't do any of those things. It's AZD that does it, right? Let's remember, .NET Aspire stops at the end of the developer experience. That's the edge of what you can do with .NET Aspire. It's up to other tools at that point to pick up and deploy and manage your other environments. AZD does a nice job with this. The AWS CDK, Cloud Development Kit, does a nice job with this. Aspirate will do that for you with Kubernetes. So you need to hand things off to SQL scripts at that point to organize and manage. Have a good one, Thindle. You don't like copy-pasted content like the Stack Overflow copies. Totally agree. I've been running into more and more folks that are broadcasting YouTube videos for Wrexham AFC, right? You know, the welcome to Wrexham documentary series. Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney producing that, talking about their Welsh football club, Wrexham AFC. And that club gets so much attention. I'm sure that there's other football clubs that have a similar issue going on, that every news article or every article published by an analyst, there's folks that grab those, feed them into a text-to-speech engine, and they'll generate a voiceover and publish a video with that analyst message or that press release over some B-roll video from either Wrexham's matches or from the video series. And they publish that as a YouTube video and get thousands and thousands of views, and they're getting paid for not creating, for literally just doing text-to-speech of somebody else's content. It's yes, their content, their medium shifting still feels like plagiarism to me. You like Andrew Locke's blog? Yeah, he's got some stuff there. Hey, Copper Beardy, hello. Can I look at your website and let you know what I think about it? Why would I do that? Sell me on that. I haven't seen your name here. Coming in and asking me, hey, can you give me an opinion of this? Why? Why would I do that? I'm running a show here. I've got content that I want to get to, that I want to produce. Sell me on that. I'm not going to give you a cheap interaction there. C-Sharp Titan asks, what's the maximum characters for the description field? Can it show an error if it's too long? What I should do, I should put some sort of a counter there that updates as you key stuff in. I've been doing lots of work on my tag recently. There's stuff coming there. I'm excited to be able to share that. Nylax, thank you so much for the follow. Taking a quick look here. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Because the articles, it's an artificial limit actually on that article edit page. And I know I'm not showing my screen right now, and I'm doing that on purpose. Description has a max length of 500. But I should definitely do something to put that on the screen. You followed the database migration sample. Yep. I've used that same technique as well, Johan. An init container for the Azure Container Apps. There you go. Permissions for that app can be greater than the normal ones. Totally. Yeah, Pac-Man Jr. Right? We can set up that migration container that's going to do those DDL scripts, those other application system configuration tasks. Hand them off and give it a little bit more permission to do some of that. So the idea to everyone in chat is that it's see my content. Oh my gosh! Ellieface! Hello! Welcome in, Raiders. How you doing there, friends? I've got a nice hot cup of Good Morning America, and enjoying chatting about a couple things here. We talked about .NET Aspire, talked about some of the things in American politics. But how are you, friends? Our friends Ellie Face and Joystick Nick were doing an IRL stream this morning, and I love this. They went to the largest smorgasbord in America, a buffet that knows no bounds. They live right near it. It's a place called Shady Maple, and it is massive. The amount of food that they serve at this place. Truckers come by and they stop there. It just huge. The amount of food, the amount of choices that they have here is just ridiculous. So good to see you. Thank you for bringing the viewers over here. Yeah, you had an early morning. It's great food. Yes, it really is great food. Fresh food. The meats that and breads and pastries and sweets that you get there, all fresh made. There is nothing that is frozen or store bought that they have there. It's really great stuff. Nylock says, enjoy the stream in the background. Wanted to say, hey, hello. Currently working on B2C custom policies and a little sad trying to understand. I don't work on B2C too much, so it's not something. It's not something that I've spent time with and have much insight into. DJ Deepak's asking about the cookie consent. What cookie consent am I using there? It's called Glow Cookie. Is the tool that I'm using there, and I'm also using it. It'll be on my tag as well when that service launches. Yeah, Glow Cookies is what I'm using over there. It's a good website for consumers. That tells me nothing. Come on now, Okoye. Don't sell me. If you want me to look at a website for you, sell me on it. Why should I look at it? What makes it great? Why should I take my time and look at it and give you feedback on your website? Help me out. So, how is it not even 10 o'clock? That's right. You better believe it. That's okay. Yeah. Right. If you put a website link in here, the bot will go and tell you what that website is. So, yeah, there's things, but the edit article screen is right now. It's just a Jeff thing. It's not something that I need to go and spend time going and figuring out. So yeah, it turns everything into links, but the bot should be going and resolving. Yeah, it can't find that site. 400 bad error trying to get to joysticknick.space. So you're unknowable. That's right, Nick. Also, so if you link an Instagram photo or other photos, the bot will tell you what the photo is that you link if you drop that into chat, so that folks know what it is before they click through to it. Code with Sean, hello. I should have the bot update and show some sort of an error message about, hey, this is what I found. There's a lot of updates I need to do to the bot. So, did someone else take your favorite page? Junie Von Ash is here. How you doing, my friend? You're always 404. I think I can do this today. Can I share something today? Can I be proud dad for a minute here? No, you're not. Go away. I don't know who you are. Log in with username. The daughter posted something on TikTok, and yes, hello. No, you're not allowed to send notifications. I need to share this as proud dad moment. Let me. Really? Yeah, there it is.
I'd like to talk.
No. Really? Proud dad moment. Here we go. There's some bad data coming back from Instagram on that image that you linked, Surly Dev. So here, I've got to show this. I've got to show this. I can do this now. She's 20 years old. So. She recorded that video 2 years ago as a freshman at college. July 2022.
To the good part.
She was proposed to. She said yes. So she's all excited, very, very happy for her. So that was yesterday. Lots happening there. It's an amazing time. So, oh my gosh, look at that. Mom's here too. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Mom, great to see you. Mom with the heart emotes there. Yeah, yeah. Mom knows what's going down. Absolutely. So, great stuff there. Get that free army money? Absolutely. So, yep. So, no. Here's the deal. He's got to finish in the army. He's still got some time left in the army. She's got a year left of college. That's not happening for a bit. So, thank you, friends there in chat. Yeah. Yeah. It's a big moment here in the Fritz house as and then the other C# Fritz minor, she gets to school starting this fall, and we deal with all that nonsense that's happening there and work through that. So we're excited for her to get things started. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Look at that. Mom responding, and she's got the dancing bot going. Love seeing it. Hope you're having a great time there. No. No. Here's the deal. My mother was a teacher for what, 30, 40 years? And sitting around the kitchen table, that's, I think, where I picked up a little bit of how I address and talk to folks and explain concepts, is I learned from her. My father was a systems administrator for large insurance company for years and years, and he finished his career as the global systems administrator for a little financial company called a little furniture company called IKEA. So, he wasn't a programmer, but he knew his C++. So, no, Mom's retired, doing quite well, and has taught many young people in the Delaware Valley how to be good folks and get on with their maths and sciences very, very nicely. Your messages weren't sending in the YouTube chat? Get the shotgun ready, says Jay. So, do I prefer books or videos for learning stuff, says Digital Dummy. Neither. I like reading articles. I like reading the code itself, the developer documentation. Learning directly from those interactions. Tinkering, trial and error, I think are great ways for me to learn. I do not like learning from videos. I prefer reading from blog posts from other developers writing. Books I don't like reading as much. I feel that there's a little bit too much waiting to get to the end in anticipation when you see this large tome in front of you. Oh my gosh, it's 700 pages. I got to read that whole thing before I know the basics of Java 2.0. So, all right, let's get into, I wanted to get back into TagZap and work on some of the things over there. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do too much in there, Snickers in reading 500 pages to have fun with TTRPG games? Yeah. There are a lot of MS people in Germany, but see Aspire videos in Korea, Afrikaans. Do the German Microsoft don't do videos, or should I make a video and send it? Go ahead and make a video. And make a video, publish it. If all of the content from the Let's Learn video that I did last week is published and linked and available, if you'd like to record it in German, if you'd like to deliver a version of that in German and share it over to us, I will absolutely support that and get that in the queue here. Share it over with the rest of our folks. Absolutely. I will not say no to somebody localizing that content into another language. Somebody wants to record and present it in Swedish? Go for it. You want to record and present it in Bulgarian? Absolutely. Be my guest. I will absolutely support you and give you content to get you going in the right direction. So, yeah. These are the places and locales where we have folks that can help out and present some of that content. What about Double Dutch? Certainly, Dev. We need to do something about this over here first before I go too far into working on TagZap. The folks at YouTube wrote back, and they wrote back last week, but I quite frankly, it got lost in the shuffle of other YouTube emails because I literally got 150 emails back from YouTube that copyright claims were released on my content. Here's the thing, DJ Deepex. I have a moderator that speaks German who can handle those interactions. Is it hard to get in touch with folks at YouTube? I wouldn't say it's hard. I'd say it's easy for their content to get lost in the shuffle. Here's the deal. So I submitted an application to get TagZap more interactions from YouTube. They reviewed my API quota request form, did not find sufficient information to be able to complete the review on my client. They'd like a visual reference, a screencast or video recording that clearly demonstrates how my API client and its users access and use YouTube API services. Let's do that right now. So I'm going to go back over here. Let's jump over to TagZap. Let's start it, show it, and explain exactly where it's going to be doing the interactions. So this should work. And I'll press the record button here in OBS so that we record while we talk about this. And we'll have a video that I'll put on OneDrive and send them a link. Let's go. We're waiting. Come on. There we go. There it is. And see, there's my DB migrations. We'll jump over here. There it is. Get logged in. Use my Microsoft login because that's what I like to use. Why are you asking me again here? Come on now. Send YouTube a link to a video not on YouTube? Yep. So we'll go to moderation here so we can see messages coming in. And I'll jump over to system admin. It's still not showing the full. There we go. There's some more content. Cool. All right. Even then, look, some of this didn't expand all the way, and it's hiding some of the images, right? There we go. That's better. All right. Let's do a little bit of recording for YouTube to send to the YouTube folks. Hey there, friends at YouTube. My name is Jeff Fritz, and I sent in an application for a YouTube API quota increase for this application that we're building here live on my live coding stream that we broadcast on Twitch and on YouTube. We're on the C# Fritz channel over there if you want to go view some of my other videos about this. We've been building this live for the past year and a half here. On my stream, you can find many of the videos where we've been building and working on this on my YouTube channel over there. Go ahead, take a look if you want to see more. But what we're doing is we're building this website, TagsApp, that shows content from various social media services. You see Mastodon tags there. We reach out to Blue Sky and we can get information from Blue Sky passed through to us for hashtags that we search on those services, and we listen to Twitch and get messages as they're posted in Twitch chat. And in fact, I'm broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch right now. Some of our friends that are hanging out there in Twitch chat, can you post a message or two so our friends on YouTube can see that content flows through and appears on the screen here as we're interacting with chat. And this is my chat room trolling me by not actually responding. There you go, saying hello. Now, what we'd like to do with YouTube is we'd like to have YouTube be one of the services that we listen to and interact and present here, where we bring in folks' profile pictures. We bring in their emotes, like we see Junie sharing there from Twitch, and share them on screen. And we do that with Twitch because Twitch uses an IP connection, right? I can connect I'm sorry, they're using a TCP connection. I can connect in and listen to the chat, and as messages arrive, I can put them right on screen here. Your API is different. We need to set up and include polling so that we fetch data on a regular basis from the YouTube service. That's the way your service works. So if we want to do polling, it costs me 5 points to request and poll information. And if I want to have this type of live interaction like we're seeing here, I'm going to need to poll very frequently. So what we've done, all of the source code is available for this. I've sent you a link. I've included a link to the source code. What we've done is I've got a series of providers that are defined and available here, including this one for YouTube chat right here. And what this will do is on a 1-minute basis right now, it will make requests into YouTube chat. I've sent you a link all the way through to exactly this source code. And what it does is it polls and looks for new messages from YouTube. However, requesting messages every minute is not a live interaction like you saw from some of our friends that are interacting here live on Twitch. And we'd like to increase our quota there so that we can get that rich, great interactive interaction with TagsApp, so that when I run this for my channels, folks can get that interaction. And we're going to enable and encourage other folks that download the source code for this and want to use interactions with YouTube chat to apply and get quota increases if they'd like to be able to broadcast and have that rich interaction with YouTube as well. We're live and alive, says Johan. Yeah, there we go. So if we approve some of this content, it appears over here on our waterfall screen, and we click through and we see it appear, and folks are able to interact with it. We also generate lower thirds from these. But at the time that that data is fetched from YouTube and these other providers, we save it into a local database built with Postgres that it's then fetched from and presented on screen. Okay? There are no further interactions. We pull for messages, save it into our database, push it onto the screen, and all the interactions happen in the database at that point. We never reach back to YouTube to verify that this content is still there. We never reach back to verify that the person's profile picture changed, their name changed. All of that information is captured at the time that that interaction happened. This prevents us from having to deal with any kind of privacy information because you shared that information, and at the time that you posted it, you were okay sharing that information, and it appears over here. I look forward to hearing more from you folks at YouTube. If you want to talk more about this, if you have questions, the source code to this is available at tagsapp.net, T-A-G-Z app.net. I've sent you links to the source code. I've sent you links to exactly the code inside that YouTube provider that's doing interactions and saving data into our local database. All right? Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from you soon. All right, there we go. And I will remux that recording real quick. And we will get that sent over to the YouTube folks for further YouTubing. So, and one take, right, Johan? One take. That's all we needed. Like, I know what I'm doing here. So, I'm going to reach into the videos. Grab that. It's now an MP4. They wanted me to send them 50 mega video. Like, are you kidding? This is 99 mega video. And it's about 5 minutes long. Like, go pound sand. So I will post that in my shared videos folder. And I'm waiting for it to finish uploading. One take wonder better than Jimmy Fallon. Darn Skippy. Thank you for the messages there, chat room. To show that we were interacting there. I think that's very, very cool to help get the message across to them. All right, I have a link copied now. I'll go back to their message, the API quota form. How am I supposed to... How am I supposed to respond to this? Nightmare!
Subscribed for 50 months, half a century. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
How am I... Do I reply? Hey, YouTube friends. I just recorded a quick tour of the Tags app application for you, for your review. You can find it on my OneDrive at... There we go. Please let me know if you need additional information. I could not figure out how to augment my original form submission with this additional data. There we go. Let's see what they respond with. So, there you go. All right. I'm talking to a Google Python script. Can't tell. Can't tell. Maybe. So. Go pound sand. Good. Just keeping an eye on things. So, at least we led them to a better cloud storage provider. All right, I didn't even get into that screen, but no matter. So, let's head over to GitHub. I think, right? I forget where we left off. I've got 2 pull requests out here. Oh. Okay. Fixed a formatting action from dgen 1. Let's take a look at this. Needed workload installation step for some reason. Really? A workload installation step. It needs it now for .NET Aspire. Okay. I mean, that's not terrible to do. So, happy to take that. It's only 1 commit. Yeah, I don't need to squash and merge. We can just merge. Thank you so much. Appreciate the help there. One more sitting here. And I thought did we finish the hide? I think we finished the hide feature last time. Fixed a bug with get filtered content by tag. Neg1? What's neg? What's neg1 is -1. State be an int instead of a string. I don't understand. Moderation Razor. Hey, Chris Jones.
Chris Jones just resubscribed for 64 months.
64 months. Thank you so much. That's on Moderation Razors 337. Moderation Razor. Moderation Razor. I've noticed that the code search is much, much better in this release of Visual Studio. Here, current content. Passing up. The filter providers? Is that what you're... I don't understand what was changed here. So instead of approval status to string, I don't see the thing you actually said you added. State equals -1. Or it's all of those things by changing the value type. Okay. I'm cool with that. That looks like a good fix. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate the ad. And I think we finished, yeah, we finished the hide stuff in there. So, gotcha. Hey, SP Tremblay. Many folks in chat use Aspire. More folks are trying it. I wouldn't say many folks are using it. But it's ramping up. We're happy to encourage and show more folks how to use it. And certainly show the way if other folks want to record videos and create content teaching about .NET Aspire. Yeah, happy to help that out. Okay, so I'm actually in a branch here that I can, right? Like, we finished this. Right? I can jump over here and do git pull upstream main. Right? Look at all those fixes. Look at all those fixes! Push that up to my branch. And if I git pull, yep. So we can get rid of feature hide users. What other branches do I have here locally? We get rid of export, remove first start on Aspire. Yeah, we're good there. I think I can get rid of some of these other fixes too. I think. We never finished the queue. That's still hanging out there for us to do. And Instagram has been there for years. So. Do I use a walking pad at a desk? No. I don't. I know there's lots of folks that do. I do not. I've wanted to set up with my VR headset. Right? Because I use the VR headset with Immersed so that I can put more screens out and I can interact with it. I've wanted to use that more, and I think standing at my stand-up set with the VR headset, and now I can do wireless Bluetooth into my mixer, could be very interesting for me to put a walking pad underneath that. Could do something like that. You're welcome, PowerShell Freak. Why is there no direct support for Azure Functions? Because Azure Functions run in their own runtime. And the team was... So, to be clear, .NET Aspire was finished, built, and V1 delivered in 6 months. Azure Functions, at that same time, is undergoing a significant rewrite for .NET folks. So they're working on making that a better experience to build Azure Functions, but to get them in the box, developed and built, and debugging was a secondary thing to just getting applications built, working, integrated, and with the great telemetry and other interactions. Azure Functions is absolutely one of the top features that they're looking at delivering for Aspire V Next, that they want to deliver over the next few months, and certainly there's point release things they want to release over the next few months, when they feel that things are complete, have meet an appropriate production quality bar to deliver those. But .NET Conf is the next big release that we'll see. Not just for .NET, but also for .NET Aspire features. So, excuse me. Dun, 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 dun. Makes dev work a lot easier. .NET to start with a myriad of connected services. With Dapper, it needs some config, and Aspire just handles it. Totally agree, Johan. Yeah. Controlling instances of the Unreal Engine servers. I brought that up during the Let's Learn Aspire, because there were folks asking, well, gosh, why do I want to use it with... Well, we've got folks using it with all kinds of stuff. Yep, that was the stuff that we were looking at earlier. This isn't too bad to do. We can put this in. I don't know about Redis caching. That doesn't... I'm not sure I'm ready for figuring out where that fits in here. That's not bad. This would be good to do. That's a user interface thing. I'd really like this. Discord bot might be fun to build today. How are we doing on time? We got about an hour and a half. Docs improvements. Yeah, that does look terrible. That's a refactoring, but that's going to be ugly and not really get anything accomplished on stream, and I'm not sure that's something that's going to be fun to watch. This we need to figure out. The message queue we started working on, and I don't have that finished. Let's do... Let's do this quick grid replacement real quick, because I think that's something that'll be good for us to add. I think we also need to reintroduce the OpenTelemetry stuff. We commented out the configuration that was introduced just to get things migrated and running with .NET Aspire. I think we need to reintroduce some of that. Yeah. And a test data generator provider. That wouldn't be too bad to do. How do you get the bugs and issues headers? I'm using this plugin. That's Refined GitHub. This extension that adds other things when you interact with GitHub. What's my take on Aspire? Tried to get it to run, but gave up after 20 minutes. Oh no! Love Aspire. Working with workers. Love it. What challenges are you running into? I'm happy to interact and answer some of those questions. So we have it running here for TagsApp. I have seen folks with issues adding Aspire into applications that they've been migrating from older versions of .NET Core, where things aren't set up in your launch profiles. There's things missing in your launch profiles that need to be there to light up some of these capabilities. And there was the question earlier about Azure Functions. Who was it who was asking about Azure Functions? PowerShell Freak. So I have this Azure Function application out here running. It's not integrated well with Aspire, but it's running and I can interact with it. I can publish and get data coming back from it. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, what are you running into working with workers? Let's see if we can help you with that. So pressing F5 and then everything getting up and running. Totally. Let's do this. I'm gonna pop this out and shut that down. Let's do this quick grid so we can see just how easy it is to get things running. I'm going to work on this just because this is something that we can do and kind of show off how some of these pieces fit together. So, and let's call this user quick grid. Okay. And I'll just do a push so that we get the information. .NET's all up to date. I think it was just the Node.js sample repo you were trying. Okay. If you have questions, if you run into issues, that we do have a Discord that you can jump into and ask questions about Aspire. There's an Aspire Q&A area. The .NET Evolution Discord is there, and that's where the Aspire team hangs out and they answer questions and helps folks. You can check that out as well, but there's a lot of traffic going through there. We have a slightly smaller community here that can jump in and help with some of those things. Let's see. I want the users list for admin, and we'll replace that with QuickGrid. So it is not there. It's up on the server side. So admin, pages, users. So I'm going to close all the other stuff. Close the other tabs except for just that one. I love having my tabs on the right over there. Kind of keeps me from looking at all the nonsense in Solution Explorer. You have your front end set up with Vite.js for dev time, and that's working with Aspire fine. That's great, Johan. Oh my gosh. I'd love to learn a little bit more about your setup and how that works for you. If you have a blog post or a short video that shows a little bit about how you've got that working, that'd be really cool. You have to test Aspire today to use it as a provider for Linux VMs. That's interesting. Certainly Docker containers are easy to do. I'll leave it at that. I'm looking to see, do we already have QuickGrid in here? No. Okay. We could probably remove some of the OpenTelemetry stuff down here because it's being brought in with the service defaults. Maybe. All right, so we're going to manage NuGet packages here, and I'm going to go bring in QuickGrid. And somebody was asking me about, yeah, QuickGrid. No. This one. I don't want the .NET 9 preview. I'd like the 806 if you don't mind. Thank you so much. So over here, right, I have a table that lists, here's the users. And it reaches into User Manager and gets a list of users and puts them on screen. We're going to replace this with QuickGrid. Yeah. Lose the telemetry unless Aspire has some magic. It does have magic built in. Yeah. You can put tabs on the right or tabs on the left. Right. So you can't see it because it just went off screen there. But if you right click, there's a set tab layout option here. Most folks, by default, it comes on the top. And you're used to seeing tabs on the top like that. Right click anywhere in the tab bar and you can choose set tab layout and you can put it on the left or the right. I like it on the right. Mostly because in this view, my camera isn't blocking stuff, but at the bottom there, and so what? All right, so I'm going to replace this right here with the QuickGrid. QuickGrid. I need, there we go. So I don't want the whole thing there. So give me a using statement for that, if you don't mind. Items are going to be this user list here. Right, item type equals, oh gosh, no. Oh gosh, we don't want that. T-grid item, that's what we're looking for, is a tags app user. Tags app user. Cool. Now I can start putting, so good. Really, it's so good. That's Copilot. It's not quite right. It's not. Those are column definitions for something that's more like a progress, a Telerik grid. That's not the syntax. Inside here, we have things like template column, right? Or is it property column, right? So, hey, Ghostoon, hello. Thank you for joining us. Front-end application uses YARP to merge the Vite dev server. Cool. Surly Dev says Copilot has given me plenty of oh wow you clever little bugger moments just recently. Yeah, a lot of them are pretty close. Not gonna lie, pretty close. It's not header template. It's like title. Yeah, and right. I forget what it is. It's like property, something like that. And like that. Right, and the next option was user email. Sure. User email, and I'll do the same thing here. And we should be able to just say email. Right. And then the last one is the action, but the action is going to be a template column. That's probably pretty good. Let's put that in. Cursor, pointer, link, primary, and assign roles. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think it's item template, right? Template. It's not placeholder. I think it is item template. So I'll get rid of this. And I think we can get rid of all that. We can give this a try now. So I have one entry point for this that is the Aspire application. It'll go and start up all the other things around it for me. It's not going to like that user list, and it's already got a red line under it because it wants it to be an iQueryable. Really? You started anyway? I'm going to change this to iQueryable. So the users that comes back there, yes, thank you. Oh no, that is an iQueryable. Really? So why don't you like that? iQueryable tags app user. iQueryable tags app user. What don't you like about that? Oh, I don't need the await on it, that's why. Give that a shot. Come on now. What did we run into here? Semicolon expected. Really? Where? Oh. Let's do this. Try that again. I like these quick fixes that we can complete a change here and just lob this in. What's the error there? Cannot initialize. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we should be good with that. Building. Build succeeded. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. And it opened in over here. Running migrations. That should wrap up quickly. There we go. And starting the website. And by the other thing that we're going to see here eventually is we're going to move the website so it uses Service Bus to send messages around. It's going to dramatically simplify how startup happens. So where am I going here? Yeah, system admin, users. Where's my grid? Where's my grid? Where did it go? Yep, alright, so that's stuff from Twitch chat. We need to fix that. Cannot access a disposed object. The supply to iQueryable is provided by Entity Framework. To query it efficiently, you must reference the package Entity Framework Adapter and call Add QuickGrid Entity Framework Adapter to your service collection. Fine. Be that way. I see what you're doing. Back up to up here. It was this one. I don't want the 9.0 preview. Give me the latest stable. And in my program, builder services, add QuickGrid Entity Framework Adapter. I figure putting it right next to security because that's where we're using this, right? Kind of a thing there. Do that and tell me the stuff. Here we go. Let's do this. And then we should have fancy grid for our list of users, even though for right now it's just me. Yeah, I hit close on the browser. My bad. That was me. That was Fritz making a mistake. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, there's Aspire. Everything's running. I think the big thing that I'd like from Aspire, if I were to just throw out a wish list, I'd like for the services that I'm not updating, I'd like them to just hang back there. So that when I debug start something, it just restarts that one thing. That ability to kind of pivot between them. Alright, users. Hey, there we go. Now, we had a, what's it called over here? We had a Gravatar. Also, I'd also like that to be, like, bigger, if you don't mind? Can we do that too? Like, can we do like? Can we do that? I don't think what's it called is yeah, see, image gravatar, we had that in there also. And we did specify the width of that one. So what if I do this? Take this down, right? Hey, Mythin, I'm doing well. Let's change this to a template column then. Right? Why? I told you template column. Thank you. Title. I don't really need sorting on these yet. Align class. Is there a style in here I can apply? I mean, I guess I can kind of just do that, right? Copy that in. And item template. See, I thought that was the thing in there. This isn't going to be user. This is going to be context. Context. And I think that's it. Restart and see what we get here. And then I think we've got something interesting happening at that point. Right? Then we can go and we can do some other fun things. Come on. There it is. And there's the website. I think we could do Discord today. We know Discord enough. We can... probably jump in there. Really? Did we break it that much? Wait a sec. System admin, users. Yeah, we did. What did I do? Can access a disposed object. It's that same thing. Template column does not have a property matching the name style. I see what you're doing there. So I can put a CSS class on it. I mean, I guess CSS class would be the easiest one to do here, right? Yeah. And we could call this, right, user grid name column. Right. CSS and put it in here somewhere. I don't know. User grid. Copy that. Paste. Thank you for the formatting, Visual Studio. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Restart and get that going. Mythin with a random question. Do I happen to have any experience migrating mobile apps to new or other tech? Let's say you want to rebuild a React Native app to .NET MAUI without users having to reinstall an entire app. They're going to have to. Like, they have to. Like, you're changing technology. They have to install the new app. Yeah. I'm not sure I understand the shortcut you're trying to take there. There it is. And that name is still not wide enough. There it is. Didn't have the CSS, I guess. Header templates. Like, is there an align in here? What's align supposed to contain? An align value. Align left. You're not aligning left there, friend. Somebody suggested to me that I should add a bunch more interactive features that you can do from chat. I think there's more that we can do there. And we've got some ideas to update the hat detection AI as well. So, let me see here. You're hoping you could use signing keys to the old one, but they still need to reinstall. It's a completely different technology. Changing lighting effects. Stuff like that can be done, sure. It didn't align left. Why didn't it align left? Because it's got the padding left. Nah, okay. I'm okay with that then. I forgot why I did that. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So, that works. It's a simple grid now that'll build out and manage that stuff. And we've shown how to use QuickGrid. I like that. So we updated site, we updated Blazor, and we updated, yeah, we did. Added QuickGrid to users page. Cool. So I'll push that up. That goes into my local instance. This is bug issue 395. Create that pull request. Fixes 395. Create that pull request and let's get that join in there. Fritzbot perhaps needs to be aspired. I'm okay with that. Maybe there's something we can do there. So, building and testing. You're okay with users having to install the update? Was just hoping that they wouldn't have to go to the App Store and search. No. The question about how you use the same key and ID to upload so that it automatically installs the new one. I don't know how well you'll be able to do that. To do that technology shift and have it still appear as the old one. I'm not sure if they're going to let you do that or not. That's a question for Apple or Google and their store people. I don't know. Sorry. Finishing the build. So far, everything looks to be compiling well. Blazor client, good. Well, that's it for Fritz's Coffee for today. Yep. Got a little bit of water there. Got a little bit of leftover Coke from last night when I was here. Good. Everything built. Yeah. Let's merge that in. So it was only the one commit, so go ahead and merge that one. Yep, deleted my old branch. I'll bring git branch delete feature user quick grid. Pull the upstream and push that out. Cool. Coffee, the elixir of coders. Yeah, leftover Coke from last night. So I had some peach Crown Royal and a Coke. Yep. Going to do an Aspire session Thursday at the office. Nice. Very cool. Good luck to you, Mythin. All the best. I really enjoy and appreciate hearing from you folks out there that are doing sessions to share information about Blazor or Aspire or ASP.NET or what have you that we're the technologies and tools that we're working with here, sharing that with your colleagues. Really appreciate you letting me know that you're sharing some of the tools that we use here on stream with your colleagues, with your friends. If there's anything that I can do to help out, please let me know. Happy to chime in, offer some advice there. Blazor Mr. Magoo with a question. Aspire wants a token to log in, but it isn't giving you one in the console. It isn't giving you one? I haven't seen that before. It absolutely should be giving you one in the console. There, log into the dashboard and there's the token. So you should be able to grab that and log in. .NET Watch will not only show you that token, but it will launch the browser and get you right in as well. Boss gave you an okay to do the Aspire Reactor session coming up in July. Cool. Very cool. All right. So that's all running. We added the quick grid. There's a refactor that this is suggesting that the service bus needs as well, that I don't want to start with about an hour to go here. No choke token shown. Can you disable the requirement? Aspire dashboard require token. I thought there was a configuration option that you can pass in that'll turn it off. Dashboard front end auth mode can be secured with OpenID Connect or browser token. So let me share this article. Yeah, I shared the English version. You can set it to unsecured. So if you define that option, which you can declare as an environment variable as well, and set the value to unsecured, it should work for you. So yeah, you can do OIDC on the dashboard, and you can specify the required claim type. that must be present for authorized users to be able to interact with it. Then folks can come through and specify, right? You specify the authority for the provider, the client ID and client secret, and it will do the authentication for you. So, OTLP. What I'd like to do is I'd like to provide an extra CSS. Telemetry limits. So, oh, and there's the application name if you want to change the application name. We saw somebody was testing the capabilities of the Aspire dashboard and sent terabytes of data into the Aspire dashboard and broke right through all of these things, and it started throwing errors. Yeah, it doesn't store this stuff on disk. It's an in-memory little developer use database dashboard. So doesn't do all those things. What did I want to do? Oh, Discord bot. We could do Discord bot, I think. Right? Could we do Discord bot in about an hour? Maybe. Add the ability to add common OAuth providers. That's not bad. This kind of fits in with the queue, the message queue. These two are very closely related. There, this is the refactoring that needs to be done for some of those other things. Getting a moderation pipeline that uses Service Bus so that it's very clear how these things flow through here. We've done a bit of application theming. These milestones are all out of whack, and we need to toss all of them. Public website we need to do at some point. An API to download data. Smooth animations would be good. That's not bad. That's not bad either. A way for moderators to be able to inject messages. I'm not sure I really need this now. Yeah, size of the main modal window. We can do something with that. Polling is something that I absolutely want to be able to do. Being able to mute terms. That's in a couple places, but that's also along the same lines of this moderation pipeline that we need to design and figure out. Reddit could be interesting to add. A scroller user interface. This one I want to get done for .NET Conf this year. I want to get Instagram done. I don't know about this one. Let's go back. Let's start on the Discord provider. Do I want to... I don't know. Maybe polling would be more fun to do up front. Or being able to ignore phrases or links. 349. I was just thinking about that one when I saw it scroll by. Closing as in memory is not a thing after Aspire migration. I'm not too worried about that one. That's a refactoring that I'm not sure how much we really need. This is going to take a bit of investigation. I don't think we're... That's going to take a little bit of investigation. Rejected messages. Animated emotes from Twitch. I left this out there for somebody else to pick up. And I'll continue leaving it out there. Meh. Discord feels like a fun one, but there's a bit of research to work on that I'm not sure I want to go through right now. Azure Key Vault, I'm not big on building that right now because nobody's deploying this to Azure. The only one who's running it is me. I can go back to the queue that we were working on. The ability to have a... The ability to have message details. Add it to a queue. Add a queue screen that shows a list of messages queued and the speaker notes for each message. Allow reordering of those messages. And then a drawer user interface. We started on some of this. And we kind of parked it a while ago. And I have the branch out here still. And we defined a queue item to go in the database so that you could queue things up. Oh, yeah. So we've got some merging to do here. This is what happens when you step away from a project for 4 months. Okay, okay. Let's go through and do the code fix. We can do this. Yeah, thanks. Merge changes, stage changes. Here we go. Message details. Right. We added blocked user capabilities recently. and it moved. And blocked user capabilities is down here. Stop it with this garbage here. You're annoying me, VS Code. This is in Blazor components, pages. There's message details. What did it say? Man, you are being a pain in the neck here. Components, pages, message details, deleted in head and modified in main. Well, where did it go? So there's a lot of removing because we removed the old website. So what do we do? There's another message details then here somewhere. It's in the client. Because we're turning it into a UI, into an overlay. That's what's going on there. So here's what I'm going to do then. This changes in here. So let's grab this. No, I'm not resolving. Message details, Razor. Right, it's over here in the Blazor client. It's right there. There's the C# code behind. And when it does, it invokes a moderation method. Here's the user to block. Because we don't have... because we don't have the service, right? We don't have the repository, so we need to reach out and actually do the thing. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Okay. So I'll add that in. We need the blocked user capabilities.
And then?
Oh yeah, and then we're gonna build some stuff here, and then what we're gonna do. We'll put a property there. We'll make it public. All right, I think we've got that. So, blocked user capabilities is right there, so it should know what that is. Yeah, that's gonna choke and not know what to do. All right. Thinking out loud then. Yeah, delete that. Delete the file. CSproj. So we want Humanizer, but we want the new versions of those. Retry. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it here. Moderation razor. You're not gonna give me the. You're not gonna give me the jammy there. There's an is disposing here. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but you're frustrating me. Is this the incoming? Give me that one. Give me with automatic reconnect. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, stop it, stop it! Current content equals get filtered content by tag. Oh, here's the approval status update we just did. So I want the left. I want the incoming on that one. And here's marking is disposing, so accept that one. Waterfall. There's a whole bunch of junk in here. I'm not sure which one is right. Come back over here. This is main. This is what's coming in from the queue. So I'm going to lean towards the main, accepting these. So, is disposing. Yeah, I'm okay with the main version of that. The main version as connection closed, handling. Yep. Stop it. Stop it. What is this? I don't know what it's. You've gone too far. I have no idea what you're doing here. Yes, I want the incoming of that. I know it does. I don't know what you're showing me though. Sure. What else is there? Manual resolution. Stop it with this garbage over here. Turn off. Turn off. Is this an extension that I need to update or something? No. I have no idea what it's showing me here. Visual Studio is even more confusing to use for me. Like, I accepted the connection closed bit. Sure. Yes. What? I don't think Visual Studio Code's working right. Something's not right there. I thought we already had blocked users. Except both. Why do you think there's unhandled? Where? No, you're wrong. I don't think this is... Yeah, that should be deleted. Right, yeah. This one. Yeah. Migrating block user feature to QBranch. $74 changes. Jeez. There's an update to OpenSSH. Okay. Definitely something to run that apt update on. All right. Not sheesh, shush. He calls it shush. Back over to Visual Studio. Yes, stop debugging. That's probably why, because I had debugging running. See how we can do now. Get this running. And then we can dive back in. Revisit what we were working on queuing up messages was the idea. Something that moderators and hosts like and want to be able to do is say, here's the messages that we want to make sure we go through and answer, and to have them right in one place for them to go and find and queue up. Works out nicely. Yeah. Yeah, so this needs to be updated. Why isn't that building or giving me the link to the right thing here? Probably have to build clean. But this in the Signal R hub, blocked user capabilities, because it's an enum, doesn't work quite right. var capabilities. Thank you. That's done. That's where we were working. Yeah. Start that over. Let's see what we get. Not sure why. Dig into that. Laser client. Moderation. Jeez. Why did I do this? I has Signal R connection. Was I trying to make this easier to work with? Okay. Restored packages, building. I see it has a connection object. It has an underscore connection object. Man, that's ugly. Like, there's too much code in this Razor file. And then, wait, there's... hang on. Now I think we're seeing... We're seeing merge shrapnel. Where stuff just collided and broke. So, what if we take you, make you public, put a get set on that, John. That clears up a lot. Right? I agree, DJ Deepex. I think looking at this, I mean, seriously. There's 300 lines of C# code there. Probably going to be better to move it to a code behind. Now, where did it put it? It's right there. There was the message queue drawer that we started doing. The other one is the waterfall. It's another big... go back. I expect there to be some build errors here. Is it still private? Yeah. And, I'm okay with that because it was getting a bit out of control. And there's probably a ton that we can simplify in there as well. Tags, app, Blazor, client. Fixed merge conflicts. Something like that. Okay. Let's make sure this thing starts. Gets into Aspire, boots up, and then we'll reevaluate where we are in building this queue messaging. So it is starting app host. Good. Dashboard's launching. Although all of that looks good so far. Here comes the website. Looks good. And even the moderation screen works. There's the queue. We were starting to work on some of the CSS to push that around and make that a little bit more interesting. Okay. Okay. There's definitely something here to address. Because we wanted to turn this into a drawer and have it hanging off the side of the screen. Right? Did we get that working in Waterfall? No. So almost have this. I don't know why, but I'm keeping an eye on my YouTube, on my Gmail, thinking the YouTube folks are going to write back right away. This is amazing. This is the best response video that we've ever seen. We should give Fritz everything that he wants and more. No. Thinking out loud. We need to move this. Queue is empty. It would be wise for them to do. Well, thank you, Apollo. Let's look at the GitHub issue, because we wrote up a little bit of what we thought we needed to do. The message detail screen to be a modal. So if we click message details, here's where we were. So, and add to queue. That feels like it shouldn't be a checkbox. Like a toggle switch. It'll be approved by the end of the day. I wish. Give me DirectDB access. They're just going to deprecate the API. It is Google. Yeah. Hey, Darcy08. Is there a way to go all Blazor with only C# basics? Yes. Yes, absolutely. You're going to need to know some HTML too. But yes, absolutely. First off, the CSS on this is awful, right? Like, dear Lord, we need to fix that. Not gonna lie, that's awful. I'm okay with the message being over here. Because, right, quite frankly, we're going to get to some other messages from folks that are large. Right? Like, let's just start with the header and get this John moved over. Like, I'm okay with that. Opens in a new... That's fine. But that name should be underneath, and this X should be in the corner. You know? Should add to queue be a simple button and not a checkbox? It should be a toggle button. Because if the message is already on the queue, you can't add it again. And man, I've had a number of folks tell me that I should stop doing live streams and do more. I should stop doing as many live streams, as much live streams, and do more scripted YouTube videos. Socrates Johnson with a question about, can you use Aspire with AWS? Yes. I don't know if they have support for Lambdas yet. But there are other features supported. I need to spend some time with what they've built. But yes, you can use Aspire with AWS. The CDKs are in there. The actions in a menu. So I want to move the close button up here. And see the action. There's going to be more actions that come along. But putting a hamburger button or a shish kebab button up here to say expand the list of actions while you're in a pop-up, no. Okay, let's clean up this display up top first. Like, okay, so there's the header. And it's got a hard-coded style on there that is so Fritz, but it is. Right, so if I also do margin left 20 pixels. But this feels and the close button, like, this should just be float right, right? Done. Like, that's easy. Many people like Nick, but because scripted, I never watch any one video of him. So here's the thing. Here's what's been suggested. Folks do like hearing me talk through and solve problems in that. The YouTube audience, though, getting a summary of what I accomplished on stream. Hey, look, here's the things that we've done, and we learned how to do this, that, and the other thing, and we moved this forward. And in a 5-minute summary video. Just like what I cut there for the YouTube folks would go a long way. I could even record it as part of the Twitch stream and just do the edit afterwards and publish. Because you're right, Fuel Snable. There's absolutely a place for what Nick and Tim Corey and other folks do where, hey, let me teach you this one thing, we're going to spend 5-10 minutes doing it. Totally get that. But providing a series of wrap-up videos that show, here's what we accomplished, as shorter pre-recorded segments that aren't so much scripted, but showing, here's the couple things that we did, and this was really cool, and we moved this, and we learned that. That would go a long way with folks, I think. I would probably drop an hour from the end of my stream in order to do the edit and publish of that stuff. And that's why I don't want to lose the streams. But if I want to expand my audience, I need to get more content in more places. And getting more videos on YouTube that are more focused and here's what we did and it was short and to the point. Folks that watch the YouTube recordings of my stream don't spend, but on average, don't spend more than 5-10 minutes looking. So, all right, let me, what was that? The button close in the corner here. That is inside. I need to do it for that modal, which is the right, that content detail, message details here. Where's the button close? There it is, right there. I can't just put it on button close. Content modal. Do I have that anywhere else? Is that truly a unique ID? Message details. It's in waterfall modal also. So I do have a class up there. Let's also give this message details. Right, do I have a dot message detail somewhere? No, good. Let's go back to the CSS. Message details UI. Where's that? No. Where, oh, where are you? It's in some CSS. And that's it. And there's the reject information in the preview card. There's a lot of work to do on this UI. Hey, Enyo Phase, hello. You watch on Twitch and not YouTube? Okay. So I don't... Primogen shut off his archive of videos on Twitch. And instead says if you want to watch, go over to YouTube. And provides a very curated experience there. What it also does is it also gets him paid by YouTube. And it increases the algorithm over on YouTube. So let's do back over here. Yeah, see message detail screen. And then there's the user grid. So let's... And the blue sky icon there. Oh my goodness. So message details and that close button. Where'd it go? Close button. Where'd that little friend go? There it is. Right, so for the close button, I did float right, margin 1em. And that should help that one. But these things up here, I feel like I should do a flex grid display there because it's clearly I want to have the avatar username and then user display name and then username underneath that and then content. So I think I want that as a bit more of, yeah. Right, so there's content, header, and I tried to do it with rows and stuff here. And then the button in the corner, the moderation state. See, that's not even coming through. Hang on. Right? That's pending state. And if I go into details, this isn't showing yet. There's a bit here. I don't want to use the same... I'm trying to use the same header and it's not. And the normal modal that I use on the waterfall has that spin effect on it. Yes, is YouTube... It came from Shorts. And what's happened is it just takes a lot of time to build those shorts, that's all. Like, from the volume of content that I have, it takes time to identify and build those shorts. So, and YouTube shorts are only 1 minute. So, so where was I? If I pull this out, right, and this is where it decides to output the author username. Then it does these. It's trying to use. It's trying to use. This as much as possible. I need to restart in order for it to get that loaded. Start yanking out all CSS and use CSS Builder. I'm not familiar with this CSS Builder. Yeah, I've tried hiring editors. I've tried hiring assistants. I've tried offering folks a chunk of my YouTube income to partner with me to help edit and build content over here, and no interest in recruiting and getting folks to help out with that. So, going back in, moderation, right? And if we, so that's positioned right, that's positioned better. Better, not great. Need to move this over to here. We can do more with this. I'm not sold on it yet. But that works. I mean, that's a thing. Right? But getting this moved to right under there. Right? Yeah, and now look, the actions, because we added this, is wrapping funny. Right? We still have to test to make sure that works. But and the approve buttons aren't here either. So let's work on that header. If I move button close, right? Can we? Right, if I move it into modal, if I move it there, yeah, look, that's not going to work. Hey, is it Drago Games? Hello, welcome. Let's move this back up there. And then do I put another inner thing in here? You need some career advice? All right, what you got? If I were to put these into a div, message details header, right? And I know I'm kind of div crazy here. And then the reject reason. Oh, if it is not pending. Okay. No, I added another div right there. Not bad. Okay, so I don't know what that was doing there. I think that's all right. See how it looks. Hey, bald-bearded builder. Hello. Yeah. There's a job for information security operation analyst that you got an offer for. Cool. You've been struggling to find a job. Money isn't that much of an issue. I can keep searching for 2 to 3 more months. Okay. You want to end up working as a programmer. Should you take this job even though it's cybersecurity? Yeah, that's where I'm looking at going in your face. Let me go over, let's talk about a little bit of this real quick. Required no experience and you ended up getting it. Nice. Congratulations. There's lots of jobs out there for developers and folks in the tech space. There are. It is consistently underhired and underappreciated. What moves you? What makes you happy? What moves your spirit? What interests you? Something around security must have gotten you somewhat interested. What do you want to do? I don't want to sound like D. Snyder, but what do you want to do with your life? That's right, I made it a Twisted Sister reference. If you're not interested in security, don't take it. No, I don't want to look at your resume. Because this is a situation that folks get into. No, job market is not tough right now. Would it be bad if you used this job as experience? Not bad at all, no. It's going to be a question of related experience. You're going to run into other questions of, well, why'd you work in security and you want to come over and now you want to build websites? Or the other way around. You might get some cool insight from a security job that when you do say, you know what, I feel like going and building websites, mobile apps, that you've now got that security insight to bring that might put you ahead of competing applicants. So there's a couple different ways that you could take that and you could leverage that. But what moves you? What makes you happy? folks aren't going to question and deduct points because you had a job as a security analyst and you want to be a programmer. That doesn't happen. Right? The thing is, for all of us as programmers, you bring some sort of a subject matter expertise into what you do. This is why having diversity of backgrounds, bringing folks into programming, is important, because different people see things different ways, interpret and construct things different ways. Programming is as much engineering as it is art. And being able to manage and decide and grow that appropriately with a diverse set of backgrounds and insights is going to lead eventually to the best solution. So, not learn how to spin it, but learn how to leverage it. Spin makes it sound like you're trying to hide it. I'm sorry, I have to take this. Phone connection was just awful and didn't get my messages that I can't answer right now because I'm streaming. Because their phone connection right now is crap. Let me rewind here. You've been applying for 2 months now with .NET Core, React, and TypeScript experience and nothing. There are jobs out there. Build your own Redis cluster. In some places, job market is tough. In Norway, it's hard for experienced consultants to find work. I don't know what to tell you. There are folks out there that absolutely are finding work and that are needing help, that have job openings that they're begging to get developers into. You did an internship in college inspecting for food safety. Similar to consulting and working with client experience. Yeah. You learn something new at every job that you work at. You get insight, you get experience. I worked in the education field for a while. So that certainly has nothing to do with Microsoft. You're a bit lost in figuring out which field to go into with computer science. I don't know much about cybersecurity. Feels like life is pushing me this way. I don't know much about it, and that worries me, because what if I hate it in 1 to 2 months? Would it be bad on my resume if you leave a job after 3 months or something? No, it would not be bad. There are people, brand name people in this industry that you can find on LinkedIn that are high-level consultants and even vice presidents for companies like IBM, that you can look at their resume, you can look at their LinkedIn profiles, and they've got a half dozen places that they've worked where they dropped in for 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, bouncing between different organizations. And it's not organizations within the same conglomerate, no. It's They worked for Bob's website, and then they worked for Foo Industries, and then they worked for Bar Incorporated. They've been all over the place, bouncing in and out, little companies, helping for a little bit, and moving on. The days of you should work 2 to 3 years at a company before deciding to move are gone. Okay? You have 2 little ones and a mortgage? No, Code Ingenuity. I've got 2 daughters in college. One just got proposed to, and I have a mortgage. I have cars that I'm paying for. I have as much money concerns as the next guy. I am not the rich vice president at Microsoft or the $1 million YouTuber and live streamer that you see other people do. I am not those people in any way, shape, or form. Please, I hustle to get paid just as much as the next guy. I happen to work for a large company and pull down a nice salary. You just don't know much about the job field. So if you're at college, there are career counselors at your college, at your university, that can help you to see more of what's going on in the space. There are folks at conferences. There are folks at career events.